How many lovers have you made today? Chapter 10, New Dawn. A sudden jolt brings Anon from rest and into the black void of his dream. He looks around rapidly in a daze, trying to understand where he is. A moment passes before his thoughts return to him, and the events of last night gradually sink in. All by his lonesome is he left to wonder and question what could be next. If he wasn't in the void right now, he'd be questioning if last night was a fever dream. It's bizarre for him to think that no more than a week ago he realized his love for Celestia. And in a heartbeat, she confessed to having felt the same way. Longer, in fact, did she keep her desire from him. Months of feeling what he believed was agony over the past week. While in hindsight he did recognize the signs, he above all wanted to believe otherwise due to his own concerns. This matters a little to him now. It's hard to come to terms with the idea that they're together. If it weren't for the words they shared, he would have played it off as a joke. A cruel, sick joke. But she kept saying those 3 words over and over. It's troublesome for him to repeat them. He doesn't believe he's worthy of something so grand. A tired sigh escapes him. He's grateful that he's been afforded some time to reflect until morning. Once the sun rises and he wakes up beside her, things will never be the same between them. There's an unfamiliar shift in his negative thoughts. Now he finds himself concerned with what duties a lover has to their companion. The fact is, he's never dated anyone before. No one that he can remember, at the very least. Sure, he knows about the standard movie stuff, but that's not real life, right? Should he take her out? Are they dating? Or is it already beyond that? They've been friends for a long time, and he knows a lot about her, so what would they even talk about on a date? Overwhelmed with the prospect of this new relationship, Anon is losing himself on what it all means. Not to mention the intimate aspects of this development. Is it alright to just spontaneously kiss her? Or should he ask first? There's also the fact that she's a princess. What of her subjects? Anon isn't a political person, but if one pony sees him kissing Celestia, that'll spread like a wildfire. He's sure that all the ponies would know about it by the end of the day, if not within the hour. So how would that affect Celestia? Anon's thoughts continue. What about Luna? It's only a matter of time before she knows about this. He has no idea how she'd react. This is too much for him to think about right now. He just needs to calm down and try to be happy for once. She said she loves him. That calms the rising storm of thoughts immediately. She loves him, and he loves her. It'll work out. He dreams, at least. A knock enters the void, seizing his attention. Yeah, Luna did say she'd come around to talk.
Come in.
Anon beckons. Materializing from the darkness, Luna stands a few feet from Anon. She studies the void of his dream, somewhat miffed by the familiarity it has to Nightmare's prison. Usually Anon livens the place up a little, but he's been occupied with things.
It's been a while.
Luna walks up to Anon and embraces him. He hesitates slightly, but welcomes her embrace.
Yeah, lots to get ready for the festival.
She noticed that hesitation. It appears he's disturbed by something.
Are you doing well?
Anon moves away as Luna lands on all fours.
Well enough. So, I imagine you want to talk about Nightmare?
Shifting the discussion. Well, Luna will put this aside for now.
Regrettably. Was it her?
Knowing this conversation may take some time, Anon summons a pair of chairs.
Couldn't have been anyone else.
He takes a seat, glad he can move his thoughts to something other than Celestia.
I'm grateful she was there to help. I have a vague idea of what the dream was about, and there's no doubt in my mind it was a strong one.
Luna's tail whips from side to side in frustration. It shouldn't be that parasite helping Anon.
This is why I am confused and bothered.
Luna walks over and sits, trying to calm down.
Nightmare feeds off nightmares. It is the root of her capabilities. The fact she has gone out of her way to rid yours is baffling to me. I have no idea what she has planned, but it can't be anything good.
Luna is distressed. It makes sense, but he still stands by his opinion on the matter.
We've already discussed this. I don't believe she's evil, not entirely at least.
That is not at all that bothers me.
Luna insists.
She shouldn't have access to your dream world. I separated our connection, making it impossible to escape the void or drawing magic from me. So, I'm left to ponder how she managed that. Has she been hiding her power from me this entire time? Maybe some outside forces at work? These are things I have to think of, Anon.
Anon doesn't understand what Luna's talking about. His knowledge of dream magic is basic at best.
I can't help you there, Luna. I don't know much about dream magic. However, why would she use something she's been hiding from you just to help me?
Luna grunts.
That is the question, isn't it? Her motives are a mystery, but I can't shake this pit that sits in my stomach.
Sighing to herself, she stands up and summons a doorway for them to pass through.
In spite of my beliefs, I am a man of my word. Come, you shall commune with the beast as you've requested.
Actually,
Anon catches Luna's attention.
can we start tomorrow? I have a lot on my mind right now.
Luna turns to face Anon anew. It's peculiar that while he appears troubled in mind, his demeanor is calmer than usual, and by no means is he trying to hide his emotions. She's curious on what could have brought about this change.
Do you wish to speak on what bothers you?
As much as he'd like to say something, he's sure this should be discussed while Celestia's there.
I'm sure Celestia will fill you in.
Well, that certainly has her attention.
Very well. I'll leave you to your thoughts for the night. Rest easy. I have other dreams I must attend to.
Good night, Luna. See you tomorrow.
Anon waves as she departs his world. He collapses on the couch, feeling exhausted.
What is Luna gonna think when she finds out I'm dating her sister?
He groans, closing his eyes in hope to ease his mental fatigue.
One step at a time.
Celestia yawns as her internal clock tells her it's time to raise the sun. Licking her dry lips, her eyes lazily drift open. Her magic already reached out to the sun and moved it into the proper orbit. Still in a dreamy haze, she looks around her room as the thin rays of sunlight begin to find their way through the balcony door and across the room.
What's this odd sense in the air? It's familiar and soothing to me.
She looks down and finds Anon pressed firmly upon her barrel as he holds her in a firm embrace. Her heart skips as the memories of last night come flooding back. She did it! She actually did it! Her face is completely red as she replays that night over and over in her head. She looks up to see the ring he gave her still snug on her horn. A smile passes her lips. He loves her. Gazing down, she can see how content he seems while resting next to her. With their feelings understood, would it be alright to indulge in a fantasy of hers? Certainly Anon wouldn't object, right? They kissed last night, so this should be fine. Though he may still be shocked by everything. Well, if he doesn't fancy it, then she won't do it again. But this is her only opportunity, and she's been waiting to do this for a long time now. With her thoughts settled, she leans over Anon and rests her lips lightly against his. An innocent kiss, but one that causes Anon to stir awake. His eyes meet hers, and there's a flash of panic, but he calms down, carefully returning the kiss. Pulling away, they're both red as can be, and nervous as they gawk at one another.
Good morning.
She whispers sweetly, cutting the silence.
Morning.
Anon answers, still taken aback by this intimate display.
So, is that normal?
I dunno, but I wanted to give it a try. Did you not enjoy it?
It was fine, just, still new to this.
So am I.
Celestia sits up in bed as Anon does the same.
We're both inexperienced here, but I want to explore these feelings together, freely.
She scoots closer.
If you are uncomfortable with something, then let me know. But if you want to do something, then do it, and we'll figure it out later.
She rests her forelegs onto his shoulders, wraps them behind his back, and draws him into another kiss. Anon's heart is racing, but his mind is blank. He's not sure what to think about it. He's not uncomfortable with this, at least not when it comes to her. Celestia pulls away with an ever-growing smile.
How was that?
She asks.
Fine.
This is going better than she expects, but she must press this advantage to continue healthy growth of their budding relationship.
Excellent, because this is all new and scary. I'm sure you have things weighing on your thoughts. Tell them to me, and I will try my best to ease these worries.
Looking into her big, beautiful eyes is enough to calm him as is. But still, he's fearful of so many things, and it's because of these that he's disturbed about the future between them.
My mortality.
Anon blurts.
I'm afraid of how that'll affect you. Should we grow closer?
Moving her hooves back to her lap, she nods a few times.
It's a troubling thought, one I cannot find an answer to. There are no known life-extending spells out there.
Celestia nuzzles him.
But that doesn't mean we can't look. Perhaps we may find a way to prolong your life, to which I will give you that choice, as it's not one I'd accept without your full approval.
She moves away, somber.
Though, should the worst come, I will miss you dearly. But I don't think I could endure the thought of never having you.
That's about what he'd expected, and continuing on that line will only run him in circles, so he'll move on to another topic.
What about the other leaders? Will this cause problems?
Celestia shakes her head.
A leader has the right to date. It is no business of theirs, and I can assure you it will bring no negatives to the table.
What about your subjects? Many of them think I'm a monster.
Again, it is no concern of theirs who I fall for. I love you, and should trouble come, we will face it together.
There's gotta be something Celestia isn't considering here. Those toxic thoughts are seeping in.
What about me? What if I don't want this? What if I push you away for one reason or another?
That's why I want us to be honest. I don't want to pressure you into this if you truly do not want it. But I won't stop trying unless I know what you feel is true.
Anon falls speechless at her words. She knows it must be demanding for her to lay so much on him, but he's not the only one here that has concerns.
Are you interested in this?
He can still hear that voice in the back of his head telling him to let go for her sake, but that's not gonna work anymore.
I am.
She smiles in relief before another thought strikes her.
How did you figure out my birthday?
Anon blinks.
Twilight came to me asking for help some time ago. In return for helping, I had her find out when your birthday was. As fate would have it, she discovered it 1 week ago.
Celestia's eyes widen.
You spoke to Twilight again?
Yeah, I've helped her with a few things already. But she wants me to tag along with her for a little longer before it's done.
He purses his lips.
I may loathe Twilight, but I admire you more than that. If I can assist her, then things will get better for you. And ultimately, she'll head on back to Ponyville. At least, that was my thought at the time.
Oh man, things are going swimmingly. Well, with the exception of a few hurdles, but still smooth. Anywho, let's get on to our confident donators. Top donators: Jessie Smith, Starsex30, BadassWaffle, Only One Thing, Ceru, Orion, and IronSky. Metric 109, JockeTF, Darkside, Rayden, Narwhals, Black Moon, Pastel Sky, South Rollins, 2X, Sir Brother Mortar, Armicon, Library, Tab 9052, Will, Chris, Twinkie, Rysel, Shadowman, Luigi, Day, Chance, Chris, Big Smoke 369, Bobcat, GGF, Murder Princess, and many more beautiful people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and love life to the fullest.